Hey, Curry's just delivered this by DPD Courier. Ultra Gear 4K. I was lucky enough to buy it from Curry's before it went out of stock, so I got it delivered now on the 2nd of September. 4K and 144 Hz. Let's see what it looks like inside. Main box opened. What do we have inside? Looks like part of the stand, the floor bit, which I won't be using. Another monitor arm bit, which looks very nice, I won't be using. And the accessories box, okay. Cables and stuff, I expect. And underneath all this, lovely polystyrene, the main screen itself. Underneath all that stuff that is with some protection over it, all around it, a peek in and some LEDs. Let's see what's happening next. In here we have the main monitor setup, the monitor it's replacing. This is another LG 4K monitor. It's only 60 Hz. It's set up in order to for me to both work on, but also my son to play on. It's a UK 650W, where W stands for white. It's white at the back. It's got various connections, and as you can see, I prefer to mount it on a wall mount arm. Which I chose because I didn't need more desk space taken up with crap like legs and stuff. But it's got some 10 centimeters gapped in the wall at the back, so I should be able to change this monitor out pretty well. I needed a new 4K monitor because in our house now we've got my son gaming a lot on this main PC down there. We've got myself working in here sometimes, but I also work in another office in the house. I work from home all the time, and typically my home computer is used for gaming as a file server and stuff. But I don't need 120 or 144 kilohertz frequency for work, of course. But I plug my work laptop in, do a KVM switch across, use the keyboard and mouse and headset in order to listen. So I use it at a 4K resolution is good for my eyes. I find it's easy on the eyes, so I like the resolution. My son doesn't care at all about the 4K, but he does care about 144 Hz for his Fortniting or Call of Duty or whatever the stuff is that he does. So why do we have a single monitor instead of a separate gaming monitor? Just ergonomics and use of the room, really. This desk used to have 3 monitors on. It was a pain in the neck. These days we like the whole room. It's a small room. I don't like too much clutter on the desk. So having a single monitor for the purposes of it all is good. Okay, so back to the accessories pack. The accessories gaming monitor box for this LG 4K GN950-b for black at the back of the monitor. The accessories pack's got some, well, standard Japanese, mainly paraphernalia, regulatory, dispose, that type of instruction in there. Yeah, usual boring stuff. I'll store that in the loft. A user manual disc by the look of things. What does it say on it? LG's good. User manual, regulatory and safety precautions. Fascinating. A tiny bag. First appeared empty, but it's actually got a little clip in, probably a cable clip. I'll figure that out. I've already taken these out of it. We've got a display port connector, which says 5K on it, which I think is good. 1.4 PP. We've got a standard kettle lead, 3-pin, so it's got earth in there as well. We've got the main power block. Yes, it's external to the monitor as well, which the kettle lead obviously plugs into. We've got an HDMI cable, and we've got an uplink USB. So USB type B, of course, to uplink, as it should be, to the PC or to the whichever switch you want to do, because there's some downlink ports on the monitor itself. Okay. Now unbag the screen. There's the Wings logo everyone's on about, the 100mm by 100mm Vaser mount, which I shall be using for my wall mountedness. Connectors on the back, uplink, 2 USB 3 whatever, downlinks. I shan't be using the 3.1 or whatever for high speed. In fact, I probably won't use these at all. Display port in, 2 HDMI in connections. I do have some something to plug in here, which is this port here is the headset access port. All very nice, if you like, LEDs and that sort of thing. I'm sure my son will love that. On top, well, they've given it a surround of some of this plastic stuff on top of the bezel. Walking around the front of the thing, desperate not to treat it badly here. Oh, only B level, environmentally friendly, like we care. Bezel's quite thin, just like the review said it would be. I expect it. All the way around. God, I'm bad with the camera. Anyway, that's that. Let's see what it looks like when it's on the arm next. Current monitor, or old monitor. Lovely white back. Unclipped from the arm. Third party arm. Very simply, to change these things out, of course you just unclip it. It's a single screw, which is this one here, and then it just hooks off when it's in position somewhere safe on top of a nice flat, very clean surface. And you just take off the Visa mount, put it onto the new screen, and then mount the whole thing back with a single easy movement back onto the new old arm. And the power supplies. I would have liked to use the original UK650 B power supply. This one for the W model, nice and white, goes with the aesthetics of the room, even though it's hidden away in the desk cable run. Thanks to IKEA for these computer desks with their own built-in cable run to hide everything away, by the way. You can hide your power supplies and everything in there. This is the new one. Basically it's asking for 110 watts of power as opposed to that's 48. Well, that's what this can provide. Obviously this thing can take a lot more than the previous one, or takes a lot more to drive it, hence the need for an internal fan, I suppose. Anyway, it's mounted now, just got to get it cabled up. And here it is in all its sort of glory. I don't immediately notice any difference from the 650W, to be fair. If I go into display settings, I can see straight away that the advanced display settings in Windows says it's running at 120 Hz, 120.000, 120,000 Hz or 120 kilohertz, same thing. So I guess it's working. I had to tell the monitor, because I'm using a Radeon, an old Radeon 580, it's only running at display port 1.4, not the 1.4, which supports DSC. When I get a new graphics card in future, I'll upgrade that. But for now, it should play my son's games a little bit smoother than he had before. It's a bonus for him. I've got the old monitor, which I can now move into my second office while he's gaming, and I can work at whatever speed I like without having to rely upon a second gaming monitor. It seems to work alright. The back of it, the cable's in. I mean, I've got the lights just doing some sort of ambient thing at the moment. I'm yet to download the software on that, changing slowly to purple. In a room like this with a bit of blind, a bit of sunlight, it's not showing up that much on the wall behind. But it's pretty simple to set up, that's the point. The cable management is all down behind the desk. I'm going to rerun it because it's actually still got some leverage coming up there. I haven't plugged in the new USB ports. It's all mounted up on a swivel arm, and I don't have to worry about all that trash you get with table connections and stuff. It's all nice on the wall, and as you know, when you've got this sort of stuff, it can just move out and swivel around, show people stuff, even though it's an IPS display, as you need. And that's it, set up, no problem.